What's the word? What's the word? What's the word? What's the word? Welcome to my channel, Biasedly Raw. You kicking it with your boy Raw right now. You know, real and wild, where conversations sometimes do get real and wild. Um, it's hopping 2026 to you. Had this channel for a while. Need to start uploading. And what better time to start than now? Because if you don't start something, you can never finish. You can't finish what you never started. But anyway, top of the year, and we had a debacle between Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels. You know, we started off with the Stimmy Pack last year. We had Cat Williams to start the year off. This year we had Anton Daniels. They were on the 5150 show, and let's just say things got a little bit wild. So there's been a lot of reactions to this. To me, I sat with the content for a little bit, marinated over it. Sunday the 19th, and well, actually Monday the 19th. But content dropped on, I want to say it was the 13th of January or the Tuesday. Yeah, it was on the 13th. And you know, everybody's reacting to it. The biggest highlight of their reactions is just, you know, the fight. Well, what was supposed to have been a fight had it led up to that. Between Anton Daniels and Corey Holcomb. But I kind of have different views from what I've been seeing other people speak on, and at the same time, I think people are getting a little too excited for the action and they're not really paying attention to some context. So I was gonna give my take on it, and we can go from there. If you agree to agree, however we come to our conclusions, feel free to drop something down in the comments and we continue the conversation there. But yeah, let's get into this content. Let me see. Pull this up. All right, so here we go. 5150.
True.
5150 in the house. Is this the first or the second show of the year?
Second.
Second show of the year, we jumping it on. Y'all already know what's up. I'm Corey Holcomb, eating these cherry sours I shouldn't be eating. This is Darlene or OG Ortiz, for people who don't know.
Thank you for that. Oh my God, not the full thing.
I was on time. I'm gonna just say that.
Hey,
Yes,
we expected it. I already knew. That's why I got here almost on time.
I was on time.
My man. You dig what I'm saying? A lot of y'all know.
Yeah, so right from that very moment when I seen that they started the show and Anton was like, oh yeah, I was on time, just so you know. I believe the show was supposed to start at like 9 p.m. and they didn't start maybe it's about 20 to 30 minutes after the hour. And that right there probably created some irritations because, you know, when people are on time, we say we're gonna start something. It's good to start on time. Like everything isn't supposed to be on CPT, but you know, let's keep going.
We said he was coming. Anton in the house. Hey man, let me tell you something. I'm so glad you're here because people need to see a clash like this. Not a clash within something bad, just people who got something to say, like what you say and what I say. I think it's gonna be interesting.
I do too. Yeah. I think it's gonna be really interesting.
And we had a great conversation too. We had time before you got here, so we had a great
I
conversation.
buttered it up. So
You don't need to butter.
I made sure that she felt good about this.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to butter.
We're still trying to get Shannon Sharp on here, so Darlene can have something to do after the show. That should be great.
Oh, brother. Too old. That man don't want this.
Well, I know
your chat think they tough. I noticed.
They think they tough?
They think they tough.
Yeah. They be out there.
They not that tough.
Uh-oh.
We seen
charging them up.
We seen
here we go.
We seen worse. You know, I don't pay attention to
Who the-
niggas that don't got no profile picture.
You know, I always
I
hate
promise to
motherfuckers
God,
talk,
bro.
and they scared to step forward.
I don't pay attention. I think them type of niggas jerk off in their socks.
Yeah.
Well, now they've gotten so savvy where they can actually put a picture, but you open it up and it's like, oh, no post, no nothing. It's like,
Somebody said-
okay.
We don't take that serious.
Exactly. Keyboard cowards is what I call them.
Somebody said, what Craig had, he on time out. Craig had a show, fool.
That's right. Craig
going out here doing his thing.
Papa Craig.
But anyway, let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. There's so much to say. I know we ain't.
So, right before they actually start getting into it, if you notice, you know, due to the late start, tensions were already high. I mean, everybody's keeping it cordial, but tensions were already high. And you can kind of see, like, you know, where the tone was set. Not necessarily that it should have jumped off into a fight or anything like that, but you could just see that, you know, they already knew what the topics were going to be beforehand. So it's kind of tense when you start talking politics and religion, whatever. You get into those things, they always tell you not to talk about those things because of the passion that can lie behind it. But it started off not necessarily calm. It was kind of a mid situation. And, you know, a lot of people skipped the build up into the actual BS that eventually transpired. So I just wanted to start it from the beginning so we can kind of get a little bit of the backstory that at least was on cam to properly dive into, you know, the content that we're reviewing. Doc, let it rock.
Gonna be able to get to it all, but
We're gonna try.
there's so much to say. I got to ask you this, just off top.
I'm with it.
How do you feel? Because we ain't gonna do all politics, because that ain't what the show
We
about.
gotta get there though.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't want you to miss no points.
All right, I'm with it.
What do you feel about this nation as they jack other nations for their resources and play it off like it's other reasons?
I
I'm
think
talking
that's a
about
part
this
of the
nation,
game.
the U.S.
That's a part of the game.
When you say the part of the game, I don't understand. Do you think?
Everybody done been conquered. Slavery didn't exist way before we ever came in here.
Mhm.
So I don't see what the problem is.
Well, I tell you like this. I cannot respect men who are claim jackers. Like I don't
Like what? Give me an example.
like the United States.
No, give me an example, like a real life thing. Like, what did they take?
The United States.
Like taking this country?
Not just taking this country. How do you think you got here?
The transatlantic slave trade.
You a smart man.
Right. I studied
So-
it. I know all about it.
So it's very hard to be respectful of what is here when me, for example, as an African American male, I know how I got here. I didn't take the cheap flight on Frontier here. My people were kidnapped. My people
They were
were
sold by
robbed.
Africans.
And
They
jump
what?
on
They
that
were
spirit
sold by
flight.
Africans.
You say all the people were sold by Africans?
How you think what you think white people came over there and got us?
Yes.
No, they were sold.
So
They just capitalized off of it better than the Africans did.
okay, so you're
All right, so as you can see right there, conversations were, you know, ramping up, and it started off with, you know, slave trade and the history of the country. Obviously, we know a bunch of British rejects came over here and pretty much bullied everything that was on land, and you know, it was a great takeover, and that's how they founded the country. And till date, we still go everywhere else across the waters, and we try to take over, and you know, strong arm everybody else for what they have. Like, hey, you got that, I need that, and we pretty much like debo them for things that they have. But give me just a second.
you say all the people were sold by Africans?
How you think what you think white people came over there and
I
got
don't know
us?
what happened
Yes.
to the software.
No, they were
just a
sold.
little bit.
So
They just capitalized off of it better than the Africans did.
okay, so you're saying that all of the black people that were brought here were sold by Africans.
Correct.
So the white people were just doing transactions over there.
Absolutely. It was capitalism. See, the thing about white people, you think that racism is inherently in them. Racism is inherently in all of us. Black people is some of the most racist people I've ever seen in my entire life. We don't even like each other.
So can I ask you a question?
No, hold on. Let's stay there.
Okay.
We don't even like each other. And so black people participate. Some of the first slavers in the United States of America was black people. That's the truth. So what I'm trying to understand is,
was slavery in the United States before?
Slavery existed thousands of years before we got here.
Okay.
Slavery was on every single continent in this world. That's a fact. Now, the thing that's a problem with it is that, then this is the problem that I have. What you niggas want?
What do you mean when you say what you mean?
What do y'all want? Like, because y'all complaining about it over.
All right, so let me see. Because we keep bringing up racism and whatnot. So, definition of racism: prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism by an individual, community, or institution against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized, which that's kind of why when you see people bring up these conversations about racism and whatnot, black people are like, oh, it's impossible for the black people to be racist because being that on paper we're kind of like deemed a minority and not the majority voice. It's kind of a misspeak of words. You can be prejudiced against other people, whatever, but you don't necessarily have the power of me. I personally still don't understand how they say we only 13%, but everybody mixing with everybody and black's like the biggest commodity. But hey, what do I know about the statistics? That's something we could talk about over on the Banter and Barter show when I'm over there with the guys and the gals. You know, we talk about stuff like that over there. But I just figured I'd throw that definition out there because that's kind of something that was probably itching at Corey. And, you know, he presses for, he's kind of like a Black Power kind of guy in his speak. But it's just, once you start getting into race relations and stuff, it gets real passionate. But I'm going to let this rock some more.
Over and over again. And I'm trying to understand, what is it that y'all looking for? What is going to help y'all?
A whole thing that has happened.
Because I'm solutions oriented, and I'm tired of niggas that ain't never been through shit complaining about shit that they ain't never been through.
If you black in the United States, you've been through some shit.
But I'm tired of niggas complaining about shit that they have never been through. Like, you've been through some shit, but you ain't been through that.
I don't understand. What are you saying? Like,
because most of the niggas that's complaining about it ain't never even really seen real racism. These is new niggas. All of these internet niggas right here, these is new niggas.
So are you saying black people in the United States, some of them have skipped over racism?
Yes. Definitively.
Come on, man.
Definitively. You have a greater chance of being killed by somebody that look like you than to ever interact with somebody that don't look like you and kill you.
But do you
That's
understand,
a fact.
Do you understand that it's made like that on purpose? The position,
it's the system. The system against us. I got it.
Okay, but the position you and your people are in.
Who's my people?
Black people. Do you claim black people?
I'm a Christian first. I claim.
Well, I think something's wrong with that. If you don't want to say you're a black man first, I think something wrong with
black
that.
Is a construct. They told you that you was black.
Okay, well,
that's
brown,
why you start believing it.
then.
No. We not brown. We not black. We not none of that shit.
Oh, well, what are we?
We not none. For me, I'm a believer in God. That's what I am. My foundation is always going to be Christianity, Christ, Jesus first. I don't claim none of that other shit. You're not gonna get me to believe in you based off of some shit that you can't control. You didn't pick it. And the thing about other cultures, whether you black, Chinese, Asians don't fuck with each other just because they're Asian. Chinese people and Japanese people and Taiwanese people, they're all different. Koreans are different. All white people don't fuck with all white people.
So
Why do I have an obligation to fuck with somebody just because he black?
okay,
And then the definition of how you define black is based off of something that a white man gave to you.
okay. Well, trust me, brother. You white people. Let me tell you something. I know Caucasian people that have looked at me and threw me licks.
Mhm.
But I am from Chicago,
And
where
I'm from
it was-
Detroit.
It was Chicago is very segregated. I knew nothing about Caucasian people
Mhm.
until I moved to Los Angeles. And a lot of the stories I heard, it turned out to be just that. But back to this Christianity,
Mhm.
you have to understand this. You were taught that by the people who kidnapped you. Is
Yep.
that a lie?
Nope.
Okay, so
We was taught everything that you know on this earth, it was taught to you. The racism that you have in your heart, it was taught to you.
you say I'm racist?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I studied you.
See, this-
Wow.
All right, so they pretty much started diving into this whole, diving a little bit deeper into the racism and whatnot. And as you can see, Anton say he has done his homework on Corey. Corey is a real big comedian. He's been around for a while, so there's a lot of material out there to where you kind of see his thought process, his mannerisms, and things like that. And just like Anton's actually been on the net for a hot minute. He's been done a bunch of like urban exploration stuff. He's had his family at one point, just here and there. Back in like earlier vloggings and whatnot. And then, he kind of ventured off into where he talks news, current events, politics, and things like that now. But I get like a lot of people got triggered too with the Christianity thing, and it's like, yeah, we were taught and you can say indoctrinated into Christianity. But even Christianity, some of the roots, I won't say most because I haven't fully studied the full background, but most of it actually came from African religion. It was just rebranded and repurposed. And they kind of dive into that where they, talk about the weaponization of religion for a little bit. But to say that modern people don't face racism, I kind of agree to disagree because to a very level degrees, you still do get, it's still some kind of red line in some places and whatnot. And at the same time, a lot of people carry themselves in a way to where they're just hard to work with. So a lot of people do put their foot in their mouth as well. But to say it's to the degree where you're getting drugged down the street behind a truck or whippings across the back, lynchings and all that. Don't get me wrong, we've seen a couple months back where there was somebody found hanging from a tree at a school, and I think it was like 2 or 3 schools actually. There was bodies hanging and whatnot. So things still do exist. It's on a minor scale versus a major, but I kind of think what he was driving at is, you don't bear the physical scars of racism in comparison to the ancestors. It's more of a open world now. You can do a whole lot more. And I think that's kind of what he was driving at. But I'm going to get back into it so we can get closer to this kerfuffle that happened.
This is why
Where
I
am
wanted-
I
wait.
racist? I don't know a lot of racism in me. But
Absolutely.
maybe you can show me something I don't know.
We gonna
This
get
is
there.
why I wanted
We'll
you
get
guys
there.
to start the show off in your own bubble.
No.
I
When
don't wanna-
Brother Anton Daniels was talking to me on the phone, I knew that we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things,
Yeah,
but
we
I
talked about
believe
that.
we can have a conversation like men. It's like a
Absolutely.
lot of stuff he said right now, I disagree with so much. But
Both of us.
I'm going to try to make a point because I have
Okay,
the hopes.
sorry. Mhm.
I have the hopes in reaching him in a way.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I know that ain't guaranteed. I'm not
And
blind
I
or
have the
stupid.
hopes that I'm gonna get y'all off of the Democratic plantation.
Yeah, because I
I
don't
really
know
do.
nothing about the Democratic plantation.
Everything that you speak of, it's a reflection of the same thing that they speak of. So you may not claim it, but you're a reflection of it.
Well, if I reflect something that is this Democratic plantation,
Mhm.
I tell you what, I really don't study a democratic plantation. I try to study being a stand-up human being where when I look in the mirror, I don't see a slick motherfucker.
Right.
That's who I am.
I'm with it.
I don't like slick motherfuckers.
That's the first thing we agreed on.
Okay, well, good. I'm glad we got there. But I get labeled all the time. I was talking to a young lady on the phone the other day, and she said, "I know you hate the what's the lady who calls herself a doctor? I'm blanking right now.
Oh my God,
Dr. Bryant." And I'm like,
Cheyenne
I
Bryant.
don't hate nobody. Where do you get hate from? And then I was on the internet. Every once in a while, I look at the pages that use my likeness and image and everything, and I listened to some of the stuff they said, and I was called bitter, and I don't know how to get money. But anyway, coincidentally, today I'm talking to a brother who knows how to work the internet well and get money.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
So it's like everything comes in its season for a man like me. I don't say I got all the answers to everything, but I am willing to talk logically to people who I feel like are able to communicate. That's what I'm saying. Because like the stuff you said, and so I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck.
Yeah, 100%.
So, just like you're saying right now, they're willing to have a conversation. Two totally, well, not totally, but polar opposite views on things, different walks of life. No, the humble beginnings probably are similar. I mean, Detroit kind of went through a lot of the same things that Chicago went through, but Detroit has somehow pulled themselves out of a rut while Chicago still, I ain't gonna necessarily say fighting for their life, but they fighting out of a real deep pit right now when it comes to just their city and town politics and economics and whatnot. It's a lot going on. Granted, Corey doesn't live there anymore, but that was his beginnings. And this part of the stream actually was picking up. It was getting real hopeful, but I'm going to stop it again right when it gets to the part that I believe catapulted things left. But let me get some more of this playing for us.
Yeah. And I mean, that's your personality too. Like,
And it would be boring to hear just one person's take or views on things. This makes it interesting.
Excuse me, ma'am. You need a mic, ma'am. You can ask on the mic. God damn it.
Anton, just a clarifying question. What about, are you comparing racism with prejudice? Is it, do you think Black people can truly be racist, or are we just prejudiced?
no, I think that there's a lot of people that hate white people, like straight up hate white people. And it's very unfortunate because they're not even the ones that's winning over here. We compare ourselves against a group of people that the majority of them is on food stamps and welfare. They would be a disappointment to their ancestors.
Right, but isn't true racism a system that controls access to,
Well, that's the argument, right? The argument is
we can't make sure white people don't get access to certain schools and programs and things like that.
the main way that they
You need to be empowered to be racist, to be quite honest.
see, that's what I was
we'll
going to
get
say.
that.
Y'all,
We'll get to that.
that's the argument that Black people make, is that you can't be racist if you can't actually have an impact on another group of people. So it's supposedly systemic. It's false.
Really?
I just seen a guy that used to be the president of the United States of America that wound up becoming the president of the United States of America for the second time, almost get everything taken away from him. Literally. And he was basically being taken down by Black people. Kamala Harris, Letitia James, who was the in New York, Fani Willis, down in Georgia. All of those are Black women, specifically that met with Kamala Harris months before they actually started this campaign during the Biden administration. And it's so funny to me because then I have to ask myself the question, well, listen, if this is a construct and if it's all about white people and all of the energy is going towards a person that Black people fucked with before he actually ran for president of the United States of America, but we champion Barack Obama.
Not me.
No. Take yourself out of it. We talking about the culture. It may not necessarily be you individually, but we as a culture fuck with him.
Fuck with who?
Barack Obama and his wife. We fuck with him. As a culture, we champion him. We absolutely do. And he didn't give y'all shit except for gay marriage.
You know I know that. That's why I ain't arguing with you on this
So
point.
absolutely I vote.
Are you independent? What do you?
I'm a Republican.
You didn't know that?
I'm a straight up, up and down Republican. And matter of fact, people need to really understand their history because Republicans were the party of black people.
So yeah, one thing that I'll never understand when it comes to politics and whatnot, I mean, now that I'm a streamer slash YouTuber slash personality slash whatever the heck titles y'all come up for with people that are bold enough to jump on the camera, jump on the mic, and get their thoughts off to however many people it goes out to is in America we got this problem where, you know, even the brown people, they battle amongst themselves. I mean, back in the slave days, it was light skin versus dark skin. Nowadays, you got this whole FBA versus tethers, just all sorts of like goofy subgenres of stuff that honestly I believe that if we kind of eliminated and we focused on being our brother's keeper, looking out for one another, you know, each one teach one type of situation, we could be way further ahead than we are. But you know, folks rather focus on division than unity. In that regard, it just blows my mind how on a smaller scale you get on YouTube, you getting all these comments and, you know, live feeds and whatnot, and you know, this person's a tether, this person's that, this person's this. And it's just funny to me because, you know, there's a lot of people that are like, oh, we're FBA foundational Black American, which means, you know, as far as you go down their ancestry, they didn't come over here in a ship. They were indigenous to the land. It's not just, you know, like a Native American, quote unquote, Pocahontas style, feather not dot Indian that was native to the land. There was Black people here as well. And then when we get into politics, you turn around and we vote for, you know, Obama, who's mixed, who I'm not going to get into the whole birth certificate debate or whatever, but that kind of seemingly would be that he's a tether, whether he's first gen or he migrated over here like Elon. Then with this last election that we just went through, once they pulled Biden out because Biden's, you know, brain functions was shutting down on him. I think that was racism catching up to him. If you want to be honest, he ain't rock with Black folk. I mean, last minute to become what he became. All of a sudden, you know, you're not Black if you don't vote for me. And I'm like, bro, you're not even Black by anything. Like, even if it was Tropic Thunder, you couldn't paint yourself Black. But that's neither here nor there. But, you know, everybody was trying to vote for Kamala, another Black presenting non-Black person. So it's like on a small scale, the people that, you know, we're neighbors with, we can knock on each other's door. We can, you know, loan them an egg while we borrow some milk, whatever. We got beef with each other on a street level, tether versus FBA. But then when it comes to all this voting and politics stuff, the majority of the people that, you know, when it comes to quote unquote identity politics that people get behind because they're brown as you, those are actually the real tethers. So it's just always funny when they jump into this tether talk. It makes me laugh. But I'll get back to some of this content because I can ramble forever.
It's the original party of Black people. They were the party that actually freed the slaves. Lincoln was a straight up Republican. When you're talking about the emancipation, when you're talking about 1865, when you're talking about what we stood for, as conservative means that we're Christians. It means that we don't fuck with that gay shit. I'm telling you,
right, what it stands for. You don't fuck with the backdoor shit.
I don't
either.
That's what it's saying. What it means to be a Republican is this, because a lot of people like to say,
because this is the backdoor your Republicans.
And we were taught by our
Oh,
parents.
come on.
We were taught by our parents. We were taught by our parents that we vote Democrat no matter what, right? Regardless of what they stand for, regardless of the agendas that they push, regardless of how much nonsense that we see in our communities, regardless of how many people, how many Democrats actually destroyed our cities from Chicago to Detroit, all across the board. We were taught to vote that no matter what. You vote Democrat no matter what.
I agree.
But this is the difference between the parties on a very fundamental level, not complicated at all.
Really? You finna say it's a difference between the parties?
This is the difference.
I can't wait to hear this.
No. You may say that it's the same type of public politicians that take advantage of the taxpayers and take advantage of the people. The difference in the parties historically is Republicans want less government so you can do what the fuck you want to do. And Democrats want more control, so they want to control what your money is, where your tax dollars go, and what you can do with your money.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this.
That's the fundamental difference.
I'm gonna tell you this. And you don't have to believe me, but I'm just telling you.
I'm listening.
The people in charge are not Democrats or Republicans.
I understand that.
Kamala Harris is allowed to do whatever she's done.
We get that.
This new president, he's allowed to do whatever he is willing to do, or they allow him to do.
Facts.
Everything is allowed. There are people in charge of this nation that flat out run shit. And if ain't nobody got the power to uproot them, then we're going to keep having people paying a whole bunch of money for houses and a fire hydrant don't work in front of it, but they'll charge you for the fire hydrant in front of your house.
But we got a less than 20% voter turnout rate in the local elections.
Well, you understand voting don't work, right?
It does work.
How?
It does, but you just missed it.
I heard everything you said. I can't wait till you tell me how voting makes a difference in this country.
We have a less than 20% voter turnout rate. And local,
ain't nobody going for the sucker shit no more. We got to go.
You're missing it.
You got to uproot the people in power before a real difference happens. Voting is for suckers.
It's not. People that don't vote are ignorant as fuck.
Well, I guess I'm ignorant because I would never participate in no
people
sucker
that
shit.
Don't vote. And
I'm gonna show up and vote like a sucker.
And not only is it ignorant.
We had Republican presidents. We had Democratic presidents. We in the same joint.
I'm talking about locally. You talking about national.
I don't give a fuck if it's local.
It matters.
If you vote,
absolutely matters.
That means you in line.
No, if you vote first.
All right. So when it comes to voting, honestly, like I said, until I started being a personality or whatever, I never necessarily cared. So it is very ignorant. I do get where Corey's coming from on that because, a lot of people just feel after so many generations, which ties into like racism and everything else. After so many generations of like bad information being passed down and, a lot of people feeling defeated and eventually, you might hear somebody might talk a real good game on a campaign and sway you to get behind them, and then all of a sudden they get in and all the promises that they made, like they execute on nothing. So like I kind of get where Corey's coming from with that, which is kind of why they, trashed Obama. Is like black folks finally felt like it was our turn. We was gonna get something, and then we just got a bunch of extra flags flying around, and dude ran off into the sunset. That's neither here nor there. But what Anton is saying is if you vote from the ground up, obviously you don't plant a tree by the leaves, you don't plant it by the fruit. You plant the seed and let the roots expand. And once the roots are in place, it'll grow a strong plant. So you have to start from the bottom. So you damn near gotta vote who's the leader of your HOA if you have an HOA and you want to have peace in your neighborhood. Start there. Your community, things that you can actually physically touch, that you can reach out and touch. The White House, we all don't live in DC. We all can't touch that. But, there's still government buildings in your city. You can go to the town hall meetings. You talk to the council. You can rub shoulders with these people on the local level. And it sucks that politicians can't be bought, but honestly, the more money you have too, the more influence you have. So if you can donate to some of these campaigns, and it's you know, I helped you, you helped me situation. You needed to get here, not necessarily saying that we buying people, but hey, it is what it is. If you get down to the brass tacks, you damn near gotta buy these people. And once you didn't pay for something, you know, you pay for the goods. Now we need the services. So that's kind of like a breakdown that I could break it down to from my level. I understand both sides. It takes a while for people to grow out of the, oh, hey, you know, nothing matters. I'm not going to vote. I got to, no matter what we do, we're all doomed. Which, don't get me wrong, too. Another thing that I don't really like about the presidential stuff is at max, they get 8 years. But you got people behind the scenes that have been in the White House. They've been there 30, 40, 50 years. That makes no sense because it doesn't matter. You know, yeah, did Clinton do a bunch of screwed up stuff? Yeah, he did. Bush, Reagan, all these people do jacked up shit. But then when you look at it behind the scenes, the people that vote, you know, they tell you, oh, the Democrats, Republicans, whatever, they got, oh, so many votes on each side before they can pass a bill and whatnot. A lot of the people that pass a lot of these things, they've sat through, I don't know, 7, 8 presidents. So they're behind the scenes screwing everything up. A lot of these people, they ain't been in the streets since the 40s. We're in 2020. Life is way different. So that's where, you know, we also need to vote on term limits. Get some of these people up out of these seats. Hey, you know, if a president can only be there, let's say 10 years is a max. All y'all in their money laundering and stuff anyway, allegedly. But that's where if we actually band together and vote, we research these people, look up their history, see what they're about. Hell, look up their credit score. If you ain't good with your own money, you can't be good with the town money. You damn sure can't be good with the country's money. I mean, look at us. We do taxes all the time as civilians. If something don't look right, we get audited. The Pentagon still ain't passed the audit, even under Trump, and we have Doge in there. So, you know, the last president, they ain't passed no audits. President before that, they ain't really passed no audits. This current sitting president, y'all still ain't passing no audits. It's a lot of checks and balances. You know, you could say that one thing's getting better here, but then there's a lot of money going off over here. So it's, if you don't vote, you really have no say in the fight. At least try to vote, because you never know who you get in there that can get some change. But if we all just sit it out, then we're kind of screwed, because that's how you get a situation like you know, Minnesota, where all the Somalis are coming over and they getting all the bread out of there because they're actually participating. Like, look at these people. Y'all just sitting around, y'all not doing anything. We gonna go out, we gonna band together, we gonna do something. And they found their niche and their finesse. And I mean, stuff's blowing up right now, but that's something that we could have had our hands in. We could have been doing that. I mean, they say we have all these kids. We could have had our own daycares and hit the finesse. Then, you know, all the teachers and stuff in the classes wearing the latest Jordans and stuff. But hey, it is what it is. Let's get back into it.
The first thing that it means is that you respect your ancestors that died for your right to be able to do it.
Your ancestors
it's so funny to
didn't
me.
do it like this.
Because
people went to war when the government tried to overthrow the people and the power of the people. It was wars. There hasn't been a war inside the U.S. where the people who getting fucked over are doing something about motherfuckers with 30 felonies being the president.
It's
war. All sucker shit
it's
going
a war
on.
every day. It's just not physical anymore.
Well, that's the problem.
It's
we
here.
need physical wars.
It's not.
Until motherfuckers ready to jump it off,
it's not.
We gonna always be talking. But see, real gladiators don't talk. Real gladiators make it happen. And the gladiators, I ain't gonna lie, we are under control right now. We haven't rose up and did what needs to be done.
Who are you under control by?
It ain't. You under control by the people who will motherfucking blow this motherfucker up. We ain't stupid.
Who is he? Because I want to know who.
Why do you think that ICE agent was able to shoot that woman?
I want to know who these. Hold on. Let's be real. Fuck that woman.
Well, that's what you would say to somebody you don't know or whatever.
No.
I'm on the streets. I've been pulled over by the police.
Who ain't on the streets?
Or the ICE agents or whatever.
You in LA. I'm in Detroit. I'm in the blackest city in the United States of America. I can move anywhere I want to go. I choose to stay in the core of my city, and I choose to participate in my neighborhood. I choose to tithe to the streets. I choose to put kids through college. I choose to interact and truly use my tax dollars and whatever it is and give jobs. I employ over 50 people. I put my money in my community with my people. So I choose to engage. So when we talking about being in the streets, that don't count to me. I don't hear
that's
that
what
shit.
should count.
I don't hear that
because
shit.
Out there in the streets where the people live that you helping, they could get pulled over and shot by a cop, and an investigation will be said. But here's the truth: we know, if I believe you know this already, when the cops shoot you, ain't nothing you can do about it.
My God, this is so good. This is so crazy.
Do you think that's wrong? What I said?
This is so insane.
Is that what I said? I said when the cops shoot you, ain't nothing you can do about it. Is that a lie?
This is so insane.
But you didn't answer it.
I'm gonna answer your question.
Okay.
I'm gonna answer your question. It depends on the circumstance. And the interesting thing about it is this: the majority of the people, because you like to use a blanket statement. That's like me saying all black people are stupid.
Well, have you said all white people stupid?
No, I'm talking about cops.
You should say that one time.
I'm talking about
because
cops.
it's easy to say all black people are stupid as an example. Say something about the white people.
No. You're not. I don't think you got people all the time.
Oh, well, I didn't hear you. Can you tell me? Because I don't know.
Liberal white women.
All right, so to me, this is where it started going off the rails. Pay close attention. I'll go back just a little bit. Let me see. So we all put this back on the big screen.
I'm talking about
cops. You should say that one time.
I'm talking about
because
cops.
it's easy to say all black people are stupid as an example. Say something about the white people.
No. You're not. I don't think you got people all the time.
Oh, well, I didn't hear you. Can you tell me? Because I don't know.
Liberal white women literally being the biggest enemy of the United States of America. That's the thing I say every single day.
Caucasian female, the biggest enemy.
Literally, white liberal women are the worst thing that ever happened to this country.
What about their men?
But we gonna get there. Because you keep trying to get me to qualify it by participating and joining in on the core.
I think you're doing what's easy.
No. I'm doing what's real.
I think you don't want to go against them. Because if you go against them, it'll be some video of you going against them. And when I say them, I'm talking about your boss.
I don't have a boss.
We say that. We say that, but here's the truth.
I don't have a boss.
It's a reason you go after black males or black people quicker than you will go after white males. What are white males responsible for in this country as the downfall of it?
I'm an equal accountability smoke giver. I talk about everybody.
I'm just saying, I ain't heard you talk about white men since you've been up here.
You ain't been.
All right. So that, to me, because like I said, this came out Tuesday. We had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Today's Sunday into Monday morning. I mean, my work schedule is hectic, so that's what's been taking me so long to even get my YouTube off the ground. But we've had a good 5 days. There's an art to listening. Now, everybody got their own opinions as to whenever it started or whatever. To me, this is where it started because in the heat of the banter, in the heat of the back and forth discussion, I wouldn't necessarily call it a debate. It's really just a passionate discussion. But in the heat of the discussion, Anton has a catalog of content where he does, talk about white people. He had a show called Fight Club. White people come up on there. They get packed out. He's had segments of shows over the years where he had call-ins. And, there were some people that called in and they made fools of themselves. So, you know, he has to a varying degree talked on white people, but in the heat of this right now, if you listen to it, go back over to the 5150 show, look it up, pull up the episode, pull up this clip. We're at about 24 minutes into the stream and whatnot, and I'm gonna probably do some reactions to the entire thing, but I'm gonna just do it in clips and segments. I'm not really gonna get too much past when they actually, you know, escalate. But right here, Corey says, I haven't heard you say anything about white men right now. So in my opinion, he was trying to, I'm not gonna necessarily use the word bait, but you could say that he was, you know, poking and trying to get some discrediting of white people on his show, not necessarily the back catalog of things that have been done before. They're in a discussion right now. We're talking about relations, race, whatever. And, you know, yeah, we hard on the black folk, which I get. But, you know, what about the white man? And that's what I took from it. It's like, hey, you keep talking about all these people, and even when I told you white people and I tried to leave it a blanket, you were singling out, you know, the liberal women, which, I mean, women are the downfall of man, but that's a whole different thing for a whole different day. You trying to single out these people. Well, what about the white male? What is their contribution to this controversy? That's what I see that he was driving at, but Anton was equally trying to prove a point. And in the heat of going back and forth, sometimes things can get misconstrued and whatnot. And I believe that's where the disconnect initially jumped off, to where as we get back into it, we see what happens.
Listening. You ain't been listening.
I've been listening to you.
No, you haven't.
I hear you
You
taking
you don't have the capacity to be able to listen because you're too busy.
No. You got me wrong.
You're too busy.
My capacity, that you just criticized, that's an opinion. Here's the fact. Have you seen something about Caucasian males and how they destroy this nation? Well, what did I miss?
Let's slow down, because you talking loud, but you're not saying a lot.
No, you talking loud, and you still talking around. What did the Caucasian male do to America to bring it down?
I'm not getting into that.
You dancing around it. And that's why I lose respect for you when you start dancing and kissing Caucasian males' ass.
But I don't.
Don't do that in front of me, because I'm...
All right, so now Anton was accused of dancing around, which, in my opinion, you know, Anton's like, hey, I talked about all these white people. I talked about the men, the women, the in-betweens, the aliens, whatever it is. Talked about it. It's well documented. You know, before I came here, you had the opportunity to go through my YouTube catalog and see what I've done and whatnot. Whereas for me, just watching it and kind of listening to a couple keywords, it seemed as if Corey was trying to get something for that night. Like, in the heat of this conversation, where have you held them accountable for anything? That's kind of where that's how I took it. A lot of people seem to glazed over that. So there was a disconnect in communication between both parties. Now, Corey being a comedian, which, you know, anybody from the hood, you know, once situations get sticky, sometimes you just fire off some jokes. Not necessarily saying it's a funny joke, but, you know, it's kind of still a jab. It's laughable. You're like, oh, yeah, well, since you're not standing up for them, you must be a kiss ass. You know, you kissing the white man's ass. Okay. Now that's kind of the escalation of a jab, which we'll see what happens.
I'm not an ass kisser of nobody.
Yes, you are. You suck the dick of black people right now. You doing the easy shit. What you do, let me tell you what you do.
Nah,
see,
homie, let me tell you something, homie. I don't suck dick.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
So fix
you doing
that.
it right now.
I don't suck dick, homie.
You doing it right now.
Homie, Believe me when I tell you. I don't
Believe me
do
when
that.
I tell you.
I don't do that.
Listen.
So don't come at me with no dick sucking shit.
I'm gonna give you the same
Let's
energy
switch
you give me.
seats. Let's switch seats. Let's switch seats.
I'm with it.
Homie, I don't.
Yeah, so now that's where it went off rails. But like I said, to me the disconnect started with Anton not necessarily fully being able to get his point off, which there was some confusion in the middle. I'm not gonna say Anton started it, which don't get me wrong, he showed up early for the pod, everything. They started late. There was some irritations there. At the same time, there was also a warning given out ahead of time, like, hey, just so you know, right now, we got some heavy conversations to talk about. So whatever conversations we had on the side leading up to this, once these cameras is rolling, we not friends. I can't necessarily hold you to the standard and accountability I want to hold you to if I'm still treating you with kids' gloves, as in, we buddy or whatever. So right now, all bets are off. We not friends. We gonna get to these points. And Corey fired a shot. Hey, bro, you kiss ass. You kiss the white man's ass. So the rebuttal was, since you worry about the white folk and you standing up for the black folk, hey, you gobble schlong. And, if you know Corey, and Anton just told y'all before, he told him to his face, hey, I done researched you. I done did my homework. One thing he don't like is anything backdoory. So all the damn booty talk, I guess maybe just it's kind of weird because you told somebody to kiss ass, but you talk about no backdoory. And, I'm from the East Coast. Originally, I'm from New York, the Bronx. Don't get me wrong. I understand inviting anybody to your privates and them fight words. But at the same time, your booty's a private area too. You told somebody that they kiss ass. Hey, they told you that, you over here gobbling or whatever, then the score is 1-1. As far as it comes to firing shots, stuff got heated. Let's see how this play out right now.
I don't do no dick sucking shit. I'm a motherfucking man. I don't do no dick sucking shit.
I don't give a fuck about none of
Well,
this
I
shit
tell you
right
what,
now.
watch that dick sucking shit, because that'll go bad.
Call it what you want.
I don't do no dick sucking,
You say a
homie.
lot of shit that I don't fuck with either. You
Okay, but that gay shit, oh, you
I
go.
don't give a fuck about what you talking
Hey,
about.
homie, I tell you what.
I'm right here.
Don't put
You
no
switching
dick
seats
sucking
don't mean
shit.
shit to me.
Don't put no
I'm from
dick sucking
Detroit,
shit on me, nigga.
I'm from Detroit.
Say
right
I
now.
suck a dick again.
I'm right here, right now.
All right, that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna respect you.
Dance around it. Dance around it.
No. I
don't do no dick sucking shit.
I'm gonna respect you because it's your platform, and I flew out here to have a conversation.
We good.
But you're
We
not
good.
crossing up on me.
Yo,
We good. I did already. I don't do
Nigga,
dick
we can put
sucking
the
shit.
microphone right down,
Yo.
right now, and go out back. I don't give a
no,
fuck
sir.
about
No,
this shit.
sir.
Homie, you just running your mouth.
I'm not running my
I
mouth.
got a
You
question
running
for
your mouth.
Anton.
I don't do
You
no
doing
dick
this shit
sucking
for the
shit.
internet. You doing it for the internet. Now, if you want to say your time, no, hold on. If you want
I'll
to say
show
Anton,
you I ain't doing it for the internet.
if you
I'm
want to
saying,
say Anton,
All right, so now you can see it's getting real heated, and we only 26 minutes in, 27 minutes in. It's getting real passionate, real heated. When it comes to that backdoor, Corey ain't playing no games. He don't want no parts of it. But at the same time, you kind of the reason we're here, big dog. A lot of people was like, oh, this person is this, that person is that, this person is this, that person is that, as far as it goes between Anton and Corey and Anton. Personally, to me, Anton said what he said. You heard it. If you a true certified crash out. You got in his face. Y'all look like a damn UFC fight card and stuff. And it's just a bunch of back and forth. Say it again. Say it. I shouldn't have to say it a fifth time. I mean, he done said it 2, 3, 4 times. So If that's really on your heart to pop off, pop off. You got up, switch seats, got right in front of him, face to face. He owed so much as to lean into it. If you wanted to check his jaw, you should have did that while you were switching seats. But no, you sat down. Y'all got this little kerfuffle going on. Y'all in each other's face. Like I said, look like a little UFC fight card and whatnot. And you just, repeat yourself. Repeat yourself. Like, if you heard it, you heard it. I mean, I don't know about everybody else's hood, but when I was a kid, you say your mama or something under your breath. If somebody, felt like they heard that and you was talking about their mom, they not asking you to repeat it. They crashing out. Now, when they tell you to pick your face up off the floor, that's when they like, oh, hey, repeat yourself. Bet you ain't gonna say that shit again. But if you don't threaten violence unless you're planning to carry it out. Now, on Anton's level, he already said what he said. If you feel a way, you got money, I got money. We on YouTube. YouTube don't necessarily care for the violence. It's a lot of moving parts. But if this is oh so passionate, you don't see that you did any wrong to me, and I just did oh so much wrong to you. All right, boom. Let's pause the cameras or whatever. I already done flew out here, so whatever go down, just gonna go down. Spent the bread, flew out, whatever. In your studio, on your home turf, you got all your people here. Let's go shoot the ones and come back. I mean, in years of yesterpast, that's what people used to do. Nowadays, everybody want to cry and call HR and call the cops or whatever. Back in the day, you go shoot a fair one, and when you done, you go get a beer or whatever. Y'all might end up best friends. Nowadays, everybody got their panties in a bunch or whatever, but to me, if you was going to do something, you would have did it. And you didn't. You were invited off camera. It'll save your bread, save your platform, whatever. I seen people saying, oh, well, Anton was just trying to incite violence because he's trying to sue and blah. Honestly, when you actually finish shoot a fair one, I don't necessarily think that, lawsuits is something that should be on your mind. I don't necessarily think that he thinks that way either. I mean, a healthy fair one's a healthy fair one. No love lost. But in the day and time that we are in now, everything is strategic, so I can kind of see where people are coming from with that. At the same time, if you felt the way, you don't see that what you said was wrong, you don't feel like what he said was right, hey, put some commercials. Let's take a commercial break, get a good 10 minutes, get 2-3 rounds in, come back with the bandages, and let's finish it up. But, that's not what happened. So I'm going to let a little bit more of this play. And then I'll probably end up wrapping this one up and going into some more at a later time. But, yeah, for me, I ain't going to say there was no winners or no losers necessarily, but if we ultimately got to crown a winner, hey, W time, because Tom stayed in frame. He did what you should do in those situations, no backing down. And, it just made Corey look like he was selling wolf tickets. But, hey, let's get back.
Listen, don't disrespect me like that. If you want to say, Anton, don't disrespect me like that, I'll respect you. But don't boss up on me because you said a lot of shit to me today that I don't fuck with either. But I let that shit ride because you don't know me. You don't know me. So I'm going to extend the same respect to you. You called me out of my name. You said some wild shit, especially with regard to how would it call this nigga out his name? Nigga, I'm telling you that you did. You can't tell me how I get disrespected.
I got a question for bro.
Okay.
No. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. We just getting loud. I ain't gonna get loud.
Then don't switch seats.
No, this
because
my show. This
cool.
my show.
That's cool, but I take that shit as a threat.
Okay, well, it is a threat if you calling me dick sucking. I don't dick suck, my nigga.
Man, fuck what you talking about.
I don't dick suck.
If you want to get back to the conversation, because you ain't gonna do shit. Because you're not gonna do shit.
Come at me with that dick sucking shit again, nigga.
You're not gonna
come at me with. Say I suck dick again, nigga.
We can go out back right now.
Fuck I am.
We can go out back right now. I'm with it.
I bet you won't say
All right, so right here, as you can see, microphone was dropped. Microphone got dropped, right?
Come at me with
Boom.
that dick sucking
You're
shit
not gonna
again,
do
Hit you with
nigga.
it
You're
again.
not gonna
Come at me with.
Drop mic, boom. You should have popped off right then and there. Right then and there. That mic should have been like a judge's gavel. It should have been like the bell for a round at a boxing match. Right then and there, pop off. You still asking questions, so that's where it don't look like you standing on what you stand on. He's still in your face. Now, in years past, before I had kids and all this other stuff, me being in the situation on some ignorant hood guy stuff, this is what would have pissed me off.
I suck dick again, nigga.
We can go all back right now.
Fuck I am.
We can go all back right now.
Boom. If you stand up and turn your back against me when we in the heat of conflict, you turn your back against me, that is a nonverbal cue that you calling me a bitch. So now, if I'm Corey, you done put that smut on my name by saying, oh, hey, you sucking BBC, right? Strike one. Even if I threw the first shot, strike one. I'd have got in your face, you got in mine, whatever. No love lost. You supposed to stand up for yourself. So that's a W on both of them. You know, y'all face to face, whatever. But now is where it comes to selling wolf tickets because you switch seats, sat down, y'all did y'all thing for, you know, a minute and a half, whatever. It ain't going nowhere. Y'all tried to carry on. Or Anton was like, hey, fuck the bullshit. Let's get back into the conversation. You still stuck on this dick suck, of which you dropped the mic. And the person that you got this friction with stood up about face and turned. Hey, man. He didn't have to say much more after that. Like, you barking like a pit bull, but right now I see you as a chihuahua. Like, I'll kick you across the room. That's what it looked like. He stood up, turned his back. No worries in the world about you. I don't care who in the room. Y'all can argue about whoever in the room however long y'all want to. They not next to you right now. They can't. Even on Jerry Springer, you get at least a good 10, 12 hits off if you know what you're swinging at before anybody get close enough to break it up. So you really felt the way. A mean two-piece could have popped off before anybody got over there. But no, you did all this. You dropped the mic. This is where it started looking like theatrics. It's like, okay, is this content or are you really into it? Because standing up, bare minimum, grab them by the shoulder and be like, hey, bro, I'm talking to you. Don't you ever turn your back and, you know, break eye contact with me when I'm talking to you. I'm a grown-ass man. Look me dead in my shit when we talking. But nah, he turned his back, walked off. I mean, maybe I was too indoctrinated in the hood, but them fight actions, because you just called me a bitch without saying the word.
I bet you won't say that shit. We go all back right now. I got money for all this. Whatever.
I got money too. Don't nobody give a fuck about that shit.
Hey, homie,
No,
look,
it's just not respect.
I ain't falling for that. I ain't falling. Darlene, get out the way. Don't get in the way of two niggas. Let me tell you something, homie. I ain't got to go out back right now because we got to go out back to lead this motherfucker. But I'm saying that dick sucking shit, watch that. That's all I'm saying. And if I don't say it how you like
Hey, shout out to Darlene for trying to like mediate and calm stuff down. No, and you can tell he heated because normally when a woman's around, you know, for the most part, you try to watch your language and, you know, tone it down a bit. So you'd be like, oh, Darlene, you're supposed to be a woman. Don't get in between two men, especially when men are getting aggressive. But I mean, I ain't gonna say Corey on 10 because he ain't swing, but he at least a mean 6'5", little 6.5. He hot headed right now. He hot. He like, don't get between two niggas. Like, hey, my boy, chill. If you not gonna swing, just chill out. But you know, Corey does have some other things going on. I'm pretty sure that's what Darlene was whispering in his ear, like, hey, please don't add on to stuff that you already have pending. And try and get back civil. And I personally, to me, I don't know why you go in the middle, but hey, you gotta look out for your people. And at the same time, 5150, she's a part of that show. A paycheck comes from there. You don't ever want the boss to go down for anything, because at the same time, yeah, you can still carry the show or whatever if he had to go sit down. But ultimately your checks come from him, not the other way. You're not paying him, he pays you. So, protect the bag.
You want to get back to the
but
conversation?
We can get back to the conversation, but just know
I'm not
ain't
listening to
dick
none of that
suckers
shit,
up
bro.
here, nigga.
I'm not listening to none of that shit. If you want to get
Bet.
back to the conversation,
Long as you
we can
know.
get back to the conversation.
Long as you know.
Bro, you not
Because that ain't
you
nothing.
not that tough.
All right, so I think that's where I'm gonna just go ahead and wrap it. As far as it gets, I'm gonna just wrap it up right here, being that they already hit cut pretty much. They're trying to get the room back in order. As the content goes on, there's some other stuff that I just ultimately didn't rock with. It was just wild, weird, wild, crazy. But I wanted the backstory from the beginning to the heat of the moment and give my take on it. And bear with me. It's one of my earlier videos on my channel. Things will get better as I get more used to the software and get some more things, some more plugins and all that dialed in. So, you might have little dead zones here and there. I know I'll be up in here rambling. But ultimately, up until this point, I'm gonna just say W time, L Corey, just for the main factor of when it came to the conversation, Anton wasn't necessarily able to get his stuff off. I get that Corey was trying to get concrete answers without the fluff, and that's why he said he was dancing around. He was like, "Oh, just cut the slice, cut the cake, cut it straight. You giving all this extra story, just get to the point." But it's like, okay, if I'm black, you black right now, and we're both successful black people coming from areas that I'm not gonna say that you shouldn't make it from, but you coming from areas that they're portrayed in media, they're portrayed on popular media arenas to be impoverished. Like they gotta roll cameras to and be like, "Oh, just so you know, there are $1 million homes over here," but everything else they show you, they're gonna show you the slums, they're gonna show you the jets, the projects, and all this. And you guys made it out of that. You guys should be trying to bring other black people up with you. So to me, I kind of get it, the frustration too with certain content creators. They be calling people coons and all this other stuff, but it's like, no, the whole pull yourself up by the bootstrap era is kind of gone, because you don't even need boots no more. You can get a bag and sneakers now. So why are we talking about them people over there when we need to talk about us and get our people back with the right mindset and get them rewired to greatness and success? Realize like, oh, you don't have to just go play sports to make it out. You can actually use your brain. You actually are smart and a lot. I mean, hey, a lot of the things you use today, look up, just all I'm gonna say, just look up the history on it. They might have told you that it was somebody from the other side that invented it. It really wasn't. They just had the brains to go patent a lot of our ideas and a lot of our theses and theories and whatnot. I mean, even up until a couple weeks ago, didn't Keith Lee go over there to go try that tendernism, and we just found out that Buddy over there getting exploited? So when the sun goes down, it's like, okay, yeah, we could talk about them people across the road all day, but what about us? I mean, we had Black Wall Street, we had Seneca Village, we had I don't remember what the town. Off the top of my head, I can't remember the name of the town right now that's under Lake Lanier, but those were all areas of black wealth, black success. We had it in history. Why can't we build it again? Everybody's worried about self now. or they worried about what the person on the other side is doing. And just like Anton said, I had an ex that was on food stamps. I done been down to them offices and seen when I was in them offices, some of those were, closer to the hood, and there was more fairer skin than darker skin in there. So I don't fully know the stats. I ain't looked into that. As I grow as a creator, those are things I'll have to start paying attention to. But just from what I can see on the eye level, people that apply themselves, we do a lot better. Like, yeah, there's nepotism and all this other stuff, but even Corey himself on this stream admitted, hey, it's a couple white people that tossed me a couple plays. So if you change your mindset, you move on in a positive mind frame, and you exude a welcoming aura to yourself. You know how to talk. Not necessarily saying code switch, but if you're trying to get far, you do need to know there's a language to money too. And Ebonics just ain't it. I mean, yeah, trapping is cool, but trapping's dead. That shit died. Shit. Trapping died when the Twin Towers went down. There's too many cameras for this shit. I don't know why y'all still doing this shit. Just like all these YNs with all these guns and stuff, just all up. Bro, you got 100 guns. We shouldn't see one of them. We should hear rumors of what you got. We shouldn't see it. But ultimately, right now, I'm gonna just go W-Ton L. Corey. You invited him to some cheeks. He invited you to some schlong. It wasn't personal. I know growing up, hey, don't get me wrong. You say anything about some meat in the mouth, and it was a lot of furniture moving, stop signs and all. But it didn't look like you were taking it as serious as you were portraying. You let somebody turn their back on you the heat of the moment. Everything gave. And don't get me wrong, you a professional. This is just my take. It made you look like a bitch in the heat of the moment. Just because a lot was said. And hey, some people were saying that, man, that's not look bad because he didn't repeat himself. But if I done said something 2, 3, 4 times, I don't have to keep repeating myself. It's like if you a parent and you got kids, if you done said something twice, motherfucker, I know you heard me. Like, why am I repeating myself? The third time, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm literally just finna whoop your ass, and then when I'm done whooping your ass, do you know why you caught this whooping? Do you know where you had us fucked up at? Me and you both. So we could have both skipped this extra burning the calories. It didn't have to accelerate this far. But it's same thing with a kid. If you keep threatening and you don't go through with your move, you don't go through with your word, they ain't really gonna take you serious. But yeah, that's all I really got on that. Catch me on the Banter and Barter show on Tuesdays, 7:05 Mountain Standard Time. That's about right now. We ain't got the daylights going on, so it's about 9:05 on the East Coast, and I want to say 6:05 in Cali right now. But I'll be over there on Tuesday, Banter and Barter, with my boy Courtney Edgar, Macaroni Tony, Marcus, and Ashley's back in town, so she'll be there, and then we'll just see who else is on. But this is my take for the first little bit. Like I said, I'm getting into this a little bit more. I also had a link to the Banter and Barter in the description, but I'm getting into this a little bit more. If y'all got any coaching for me that'll help me polish this up a little bit faster, some criticism, whatever, about the topic, about anything I said, just go ahead and drop that down in the comments as well. We can continue discussion there. But yeah, until next time, your boy Raw out.